football matches were played across the globe, and different country with different leagues and stuff like that. But last night it was a very chaotic match between Tottenham and Chelsea. We'll still get to the story. My name is Okweme Daniel, and today in the studio I have my brother Oramali Yohale. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here this morning in Anambra, Ekenidilun.
All right, without wasting much of our time, let's go straight to some of the sports highlights, some of the things that happen in the world of sports. Let's start with the NFF suspend 14 referees of the Nigerian Premier League football. NFF suspended a lot of up to 14 referees because of irregularities in the football that they officiated. Does this speak good about Nigerian football? Does it tell good about what the whole cry and the clamor, we're all clamoring that Nigeria should be included in some of the international officiating? We're none. For a very long time, for many years, we've not been able to be part and parcel of some of the FIFA arranged or CAF projects or programs, football matches and things like that, up to date. Now in our own place, 14 referees suspended because of irregularities. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think you asked the question, does it tell good of our football growth and development? I will tell you, there are two sides of the story. One, it tells good. One, it doesn't tell good. It doesn't tell good in the sense that up till now, we have not been able to groom, officiate, referees and officiators of the round leather game up to the point where we can boast of even one person, running on the lines. I'm not talking about the
officiated, but just
running on the line, the linesman, in a internationally organized football championships. It's such a sad story. And then also, it's a good story for us that NFF is standing up, is waking up to their duties, because these are the kind of things that will spur people to begin to do what is right. When people take responsibility and are penalized for their misbehaviors, for their intentional misbehaviors, then you see that other people will begin to take a cue from that and begin to learn from that. We cannot continue in this way. One of the things that's killing our game, killing our competitive football in this country is officiating, bad officiating. You see a situation where people tell you that we are at home, and every time we are at home, we must win.
We must win this match.
Because we are playing home. What is the difference between what you played home and what you play away?
It just spurred me to remember a situation where I was asked to officiate a game.
Okay.
A friendly.
Okay.
And a club of mine, a club that I belong to, we were playing a friendly match, a very high-class friendly match. So I was asked to officiate. This normal Jemu football we play. And when the striker purposely fell in the 18-year boy, he was expecting that I should give it to him. And I said no, that it was not that you just... I even came to give him yellow card. The thing, the guy was almost, he fought me after the game that even me, that is their guardian, that I was supposed to protect him. I said that is not what football is all about.
It's a fair play game.
It's a fair play game.
And it has rules and
regulations that you must always adhere to.
It doesn't matter whose ox is God. It doesn't matter who is on the other side.
Yes.
As an officiator, as a referee, you must be seen as doing justice. Not just doing justice, but being seen as actually doing justice.
Yes.
To all and sundry.
Exactly. So I want to say very big kudos to the NFF.
That's right.
Because that's one of the things that we believe that will revamp the Nigerian Premier League. Because we can't keep doing the way we used to do things otherwise. So we're saying a very big kudos to them. And those referees that were sanctioned, I guess EFCC too should should step into it.
It's not a matter of...
If they have...
It's not financial investment.
It's definitely, what else will make them do that if not about money?
No, look at it.
So if it's all about money, let the EFCC come in and check them up and know how...
I think EFCC has a lot to do.
So they cut across all the ministries.
I don't agree with that one. We cannot waste our resources of EFCC.
Okay.
To send them to go and begin to investigate referees.
No, they need to.
They have a lot to do in their hands.
To do some level of recovery. They are doing recovery, so they will just go there and do that, So that is it. All right, Osimhen posed to return to Italy after 2 weeks in Nigeria. You remember that Osimhen was part of the friendly match, the qualifier we played, where he got injured. And ever since then, he's been in Nigeria to, take care of the injury. And now there's a green light that he's going back to Italy to go and continue his treatment. And very soon, he will be back to play. Osimhen came 8th on the Ballon d'Or stuff. Is that a good one for Africa? Is that a good one for Nigeria? Okay, let me start with Nigeria, because when we say good Africa, an African man has already been a winner of it. World champion, and that's the present president of Liberia, George Oppong Weah. Now Osimhen was there.
I think he's gone in close to achieving the feat that George, achieved. Who, like you said, is the only African man who has come that far, who has won that title. Okay, and Osimhen coming 8th is a very, very big kudos to him. He's still very young. He still has a long playing time ahead of him. And then I also want to felicitate with him for his injury, and I want to advise him not to stay too long in Nigeria. So that the injury will not turn to injure, So
are you not trying to say we don't have competent doctors?
No, I don't know. You have had situations where people for toothache fly out of the country to treat their tooth, or for a headache.
No, that's just mindset. We have good, well-trained doctors that can handle. That's why he's confident to have been here since 2 weeks.
Please let him go back to Italy.
He's going back to Italy. At least he's gotten, unless there's first aid. Not first aid, he has been treated. And just to go and continue from, to make sure he gets himself properly well, and that's it.
Okay, I wish him well. And I believe that, like somebody said in some other climb, that, what's African Football Federation, what are they still waiting for to find out who is the best African footballer of the year? There's no competition left in that.
Well, you might not be too sure. Let's just see how it goes.
For crying out loud, somebody who is number 8, I think it's rated. It's a rated event. It's rated. Just like if you are rating Nigeria, the 64th in the world, okay, you will also begin to know where they fall in Africa. Okay.
But I can tell you that is for Ballon d'Or, not even a FIFA thing, but it's a Ballon d'Or, and CAF is quite different from it.
CAF is not immune from what is happening in the football around the world.
We are not the organizer.
We are looking, we are watching.
But let's just see how it goes. Exactly. All right, we're still on ABS Sports Plus this morning, talking sports on ABS. Jose Peseiro could be without his 2 best players, Osimhen and Chukwueze, for Zimbabwe and Lesotho match. We very soon will be playing a World Cup qualifier, and it's going to be between Zimbabwe and Lesotho. Chukwueze and Osimhen are still recovering from the injury they got during the last qualifier match we played. And he's saying that he could be without them, although that he's making more arrangements to make sure that we don't really miss them. That because Nigeria have a lot of players scattered everywhere.
I'm telling you.
We have Nathan Teller is doing very good, well. We have Murphy. We have Victor Boniface, who is playing very well. And maybe we'll have no cause to.
We have a catalogue of
players.
Doing so well in different leagues and different championships around the globe.
Now, would you rate Chukwueze doing very well in AC Milan? Ever since he left Villarreal.
The word very well may not come in.
Is he doing well?
Let's start from well.
Well.
Yes, if he's doing well. I know, like it takes a little time also for somebody to blend into a certain team when you're coming from a different game and then you come to a new team. it take a while. You know, some people, they are very, very lucky to break into the team immediately and begin to do very well, like you want to use the word very. But I like for us to use the word well, okay? He still needs to do more, put in more effort. You know, football, aside from the team play, there's also a level of independent, you know, contribution that makes a player attain the word very well.
Okay. So we still have to have our fingers crossed and wait to see how he fares in AC Milan. Porto coach Sergio Conceição comes out to say that Seydou is in contention to be part of his squad to play Champions League against the Royal Antwerp of Belgium. Seydou, if you recall, wasn't part of the Nigerian team that played. And that was where Onyemaechi was on board from Boavista, who played for Nigeria. Now Seydou is back. He says he's in contention to, you know, to play in the Champions League against Royal Antwerp. Now this is a guy we know very well that just broke out and is in the first team of the Porto team, and he has been doing well, scoring from the back. Is that not a good one for the Super Eagles that this guy is back and we'll be making use of him in the qualifiers that is forthcoming?
Yeah. Like I keep saying, Nigeria has a catalogue of, you know, wonderful players playing out there in different championships and different leagues. And every time, you know, you see them break out into a record, but especially through what I use individual effort. So every time we see them do that, it's important for us to encourage them. You know, the game of football is a game where if you encourage somebody, he begins to get better. If you give somebody a good enough playing time, if he made a mistake in the last game, he wants to correct it in the next game. So we need to also begin to look at these players. These are young players who are breaking out, you know, in their different clubs, and begin to invite them specially to come and play for Nigeria. There's a pride that goes with that green, white, green color when you wear it. You know, and then that nation, when you play for your nation, you believe that your nation has good intentions for you. You want to put in your best. You want to almost die for your country. You know, but every time that you are left on your own to be struggling with your league and all that, it doesn't tell well of upcoming good players. We need to encourage them more and bring them into give them more playing time with the green, white, green.
All right, give them more playing time donning the Super Eagles jersey. You know, there's a lot of prestige.
That's right.
When you play in the national, you play abroad and you come back home, you're wearing the national jersey. There's a lot of prestige in it, and it makes, you know, people speak well and respect you more when you go back to your club side.
That's right.
They see you and say, this guy has broken into the national team, and they respect you more. So we pray that he will keep being fit. There is not going to be any relapse, so that we'll be able to, you know, be part of the Super Eagles squad. And that's going to be a very large headache for our coach, Jose Peseiro, when all these guys, you know, get better. You know, from 23-man squad now, he has to increase to accommodate everybody.
That's what he's paid for, to have headache.
Headache.
Yeah.
Okay, headache is included in his... Okay.
He has to have that headache.
Have the headache so that he will know, he has to think well.
Exactly, to get us the best of the best of the best of the best of 11.
Exactly. All right, out from Nigerian stories, let's go to what happened yesterday at the Whiteland Stadium, where Chelsea came from a goal down to defeat Tottenham Hotspur by 4-1 after 2 red cards. After 2 red cards, the game started, and this is the first game that Tottenham is losing ever since the league started. And Chelsea scored 2 goals that was disallowed. One was, they said they were all offside position, and before the goal started coming in. And the beauty about it is that Jackson scored the first hat-trick for Chelsea as their hitman. Now, how do you analyze this game? And remember that Pochettino went back to a club that he stayed for many years, and he took the victory. So what's your take on this? 9-man Tottenham against 11 players of Chelsea. Yes. And there was a Nigerian guy that took the last red card after the Udogie took the red card after Romero was found guilty. He was given a straight red card, while Udogie had 2 yellow cards before he received the matching order. Now, the game, do you see a rebranded Chelsea team? You know, because I saw an ejected team. This team, there was a lot of energy in this team. From the blast of the whistle till the end, Chelsea were very, very tight in the game.
Okay, if you want to judge Chelsea by this game, you'll give it to them with the kind of language that you're using. Rebranded, rejuvenated, you know, firing from all Arsenal, you know, playing so well. As a matter of fact, if you judge it by the number of goals, you would count like 6 goals.
6 goals.
2 were disqualified or disallowed.
Yes.
Okay, fine. But then that's not a yardstick entirely to begin to say they are now rebranded. Okay. Now, if you judge the match, you know, item by item, you also come to find out that the fact that they were playing against 9 is also a huge advantage in a Champions League game. You can't tell me that you play 9 against 11 and then the 11 will not win.
Most of the times they might not win. We've seen those matches.
In classical matches like this, it is expected. When you play 11-11, a team wins. Talk more of when you play 11 against 9. Of course, the goals will come. So my point in all this is, let's not judge entirely or give kudos or begin to say huru.
No, but we're meant to judge. This is huru. You know, when somebody comes from a goal down to win 4-1, I mean, you need to give it to them. Okay. It was out of hard work. It was out of, you know, they didn't imbibe that, they didn't move out of concentration.
When it was 11-11, they were go down.
And they later came 1-1.
And then 2 players were pulled out entirely from one team.
Yes, and out of the commitment that Chelsea made them commit those fouls. The players were there. That's what I'm trying to say, is that at least you could see a sense of belonging. You could see a sense of winning in Chelsea team now.
Okay.
That's the angle where I'm coming from.
Personally, I don't like, you know, I don't like judging a product by the rebranding of the packet, of the packaging alone.
No, once you are rebranding a package, there must be something that you add.
Okay.
And that's what you've seen yesterday.
Okay. I hope we'll continue to see that.
Good. That's exactly.
I hope we'll continue to see that. That's my prayer for them anyway.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Victor Boniface is on the front page of the Bundesliga again. He has been nominated for the Rookie Award for the 3rd time. This guy keeps scoring week in, week out. It seems there is something about this Victor thing that in our Super Eagles.
It's not about his name.
No. We have Victor.
About the name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When we have Victor Moses, then he was scoring here and there, and we have Victor Osimhen now. Now we're having Victor Boniface. You know, both of them are on a tight game now.
Are you saying I should change my son's name to Victor?
Maybe, so that he will, once he has the spirit to play football.
Yes, he has.
Okay.
The problem is that there's no academy for him to train.
No, but definitely the Nigerian Football League is being rebranded, and very soon they will have academy. Now, this guy is on the front page again. What do you say about this guy? Do you see this guy taking over?
I see him going very far. You know, one thing about a footballer that you know you can put your finger on, you can put your money on, that he'll go far in his career, is the cool-headedness of a player. Discipline is one of the things that will give you the long leap into success and stardom. Look at him, you know, look at his cool hair, look at his finely shaved hair. He's not carrying dread, he's not plaiting his hair, he's not wearing earrings, he's focused. He will go far, and he should keep at it. We're all praying for him to
Now, the combination of him with Osimhen during our last qualifier game, where Jose Pesiro played both of them, how did you see the movement with Ademola Lookman on the left?
It was I tell you that we have a catalogue of players. Our coach should have that headache. If he allows that headache to be sustained, and he does his onions well, he will have a world-class team that will be unbeatable in the whole world. We have such players playing around the world. All he needs to do is to discover their gameplay, discover them, and pair them, and have them have enough playing time together to understand themselves well. He will break records. West Ham did it now, and we saw the result.
Yes.
We have not been able to break that result up till now.
But we are still having headache in our goalkeeping.
That's what I'm saying now. We have goalkeepers around the world. You should source for them, you should search for them. Even in the local league.
In the local league. Because
even in the local league.
Enyama started from the local league. Of course. And went straight into the national team.
Of course, you should look for them in the local. That's why I say you should have headache. You should travel around the world, around the country, looking for players, observing games, observing our national league, looking at the team, the games, looking at the playing. You should send people around to scout out players for him. Just sit in Abuja or fly out in Abuja and sit one way and just watch the boys play on TV and then come back and tell us you
have found somebody.
You have found somebody. No.
You have to be there.
You should have a team of scouts. Those who will scout out the players for the national team. He should do that. They are paying him well. And if you have the money to foot that bill. We shouldn't just depend on those who break out, by their own effort, by their own individual effort, break out into one club and then you go and grab them and bring them to come and play. We have a lot of them hanging around in different clubs, even here in Nigeria.
They should organize playing. You could assemble 22 players from Nigeria and they play and you see the best kind of players.
And you begin to groom them.
You groom them.
Tutor them to play that kind of football you want them to play.
I think that's what they should be doing. Organize some grade A friendly matches within the local league and scout the kind of players we want. A lot of our players started from the home league. So many of them. Taita was started here. We have so numerous of them. So these are the kind of things we are looking out for. Like you rightfully said, not always the established one. I see former Enyimba goalkeeper, Afeloka. He's a very good keeper. They have so many keepers that are in the Nigerian league that we could use, and all they just need is that exposure. And you will see the best.
Build the confidence in them.
Yes.
And the only way to build this confidence is to allow them to play friendly matches. If you're playing a friendly match is for you to build your team. So don't always use the best that you have already had to play your friendly match. Introduce some vibrant players into it and see what you can get out of them. See if you can build the confidence in them. We have like 10, is it 10 now or 20 league sides. In Nigeria today.
Yeah.
Look at number 2, who is playing number 2 in all the leagues. Bring them together, assemble them, do a friendly match like you said. Observe them, bring out the best of the 2, best of the 5, best of the 6, best of the 1, best of them all. And then let them play against the established team that we have.
Yes.
You see confidence coming on, you see people who, if you get coaching.
You're correct. So I believe Jose Pesiro is listening to what we're saying, and I think that's one of the things that will help, us to come back to where we used to be. Somebody saying they are giving semi-final. The Nations Cup that is coming on board, we're giving semi-final. Why can you be giving Nigeria semi-final? We should be talking of grabbing the cup because that's where we belong. We don't belong to.
Look at our rating now in FIFA rating in Africa. About 50-something. We keep going back.
Downwards.
In recent time, keep going back in recent time. What's happening? Aren't we asking ourselves questions?
So we need to revamp that. I think that's where we'll be drawing the curtain close today on ABS Sports Plus. Every Tuesday we'll be here to tell you some of bring some highlights of things that happen during the course of the weekend. All right, we'll be calling it a day here, shutting down, and next week, and we will be with you. But before we call it a day, the governor of Anambra State lost his dear, lovely father. And we want to commiserate with the family. God should give him the grace, the fortitude to bear that great loss. Talking about Professor Sisi Soludo, the governor of Anambra State. Just yesterday lost this dear father. Irrespective, the dad is 92 years. But
a loss is a loss.
A loss is a loss. We really say, we here on ABS Sports, we really commiserate with the family. Say, God, give them grace and the fortitude to bear the loss. All right, we call it a day here. My name is Telekwema Daniel, and Oramali, thanks for being part of ABS Sports Plus.
Yeah, thank you, Nanambra, for listening to us. And I also join my brother to wish the first family condolences on the loss of Pa Simeon Okonkwo Soludo. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Bye for now.